it's a missed opportunity. It is still an absolute success to dethrone the NBA champions and get to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years. It's a necessary step in this team's run. I'm understanding of all the questions you now have to ask going forward and where the level this team and the analysis needs to go.
Flat out the gate. Success or failure on this season, because I think there's a bit of nuance to this. I think, or both. You could also say both. I will allow both as an answer.
Also, if both is allowed to be an answer, you can look at it as a missed opportunity. They were up in the series. Well, they were up in game one when they were up in game one with the full backing of the city, full backing of the fan base, full backing of parts of the country, I think, that just wanted to see this Knicks run continue.
Seriously.
And riding the wave and the high of that game 6 win in Boston, you could have rode that pretty far if you wanted to. If you just close out game one, you're up 1-0 in the series. Say the Pacers win game two, fine. They're supposed to win a game in the series. I thought this series was going 7. I thought the Knicks did enough to win 3 games in the series to at least get us to a game 7. But the way game one ended just completely just destroyed, evaporated all of those good feelings and good vibes. There was now an anxiousness anytime the Knicks were up, no matter how much they were up by, because you were waiting for the other shoe to drop and for the Pacers to come back. And it completely erased what those feelings were, and it set a tone for the rest of the series. And I say all of that because to answer your question, there's 2 different conversations here. There's the disappointment of losing the conference finals the way you did and the missed opportunity to get to the NBA finals and hang at least a banner, whether it be a conference championship banner or who knows what happens in the finals, and what other banner you could have hung. It's a missed opportunity. It is still an absolute success to dethrone the NBA champions and get to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years. It's a necessary step in this team's run. I'm understanding of all the questions you now have to ask going forward and where the level this team and the analysis needs to go. But I will never forget those 4 or 5 days after game 6 and what this city was like. And I think any Knicks fan that's trying to just further the conversation and say this whole season was a failure is forgetting and diminishing what that accomplishment was of beating Boston. So it is both. I lean more success than failure while recognizing the missed opportunity, Brian.
I think it's a successful season that ended in disappointment,
Ah,
which is allowed. I think because it can't not be successful if you beat the Celtics in the second round of the playoffs. The issue is then you're favored in the conference finals, and then you lose to honestly a team that was playing better. I think people have to accept that the Pacers are legitimate. Um, game one was game one. I would say, hey, they did get game 3 back when it looked like they were going to go down 3-0 at one point, and karl-Anthony Towns bugged out in the fourth quarter and absolutely saved their season, or at least prolonged the series for a little bit longer. But I think it's a successful season because you get to the conference finals. Anytime you get to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years, and oftentimes when you get to the conference finals, period, it's a successful season. That's the best that they've done in a long, long time, as you know. And on top of that, you do beat the defending champions, and you were beating them before their best player unfortunately ruptured his Achilles. So I think with that, you also have the Pacers piece where it's like, yes, this was a winnable series, but I also think you go into next season understanding you're not that far off. Do you think I'm wrong by that?
I don't think they're that far off at all. These teams were separated by a couple of points total in this series. There's some margins that the Knicks lost. There's some margins that the Knicks won in this series. And again, I said it before, they did enough to win, to largely to win 3 games if they close out game 1. Like this was, I thought this was going 7. I never understood the Knicks in 5 stuff for the series because I looked at what the Pacers were. The Pacers haven't lost back-to-back games since early March. This is
Yeah.
on a roll at the moment. But what we did to the Boston Celtics, you have to also consider what the Pacers did to the Cavaliers. And if you're going to diminish what the Cavs were when you say, well, look at what happened to them with the injuries, and then we can then turn around and say, well, then we have to add in what happened to Jason Tatum, because they did have that going on, and what happened to Porzingis and Jaylen Brown playing with the way he did, not diminishing what the Knicks accomplished, of course.
Correct.
But then you also have to qualify and respect what the Pacers have accomplished. And there's the other part of this, Brian. The Pacers made the conference finals last year. Experience is the best teacher. They knew how to handle these situations. They went through their heartbreaking game one loss and missed opportunities a year ago. I know we're going to talk about the head coach today, but
that's next.
one of the things I do subscribe to is you win or you learn. Nick's going to have to do some learning from this series. Now, do they learn with this head coach? That is a great question, and I'm sure you're about to ask it. But there is, in my opinion, some stock and a necessary teacher that you can take from this, that they got their first taste of the conference finals, and hopefully this team comes back next season with a hunger to get back to it and take this learning experience and use it for good.
All right, let's have the tips discussion.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Being the professional that you are, you teed this up. Okay.